Jess, so I started reading Jeff Bezos' book the other day because I'm pretty fucking sick of not getting paid here at Colourplane, and I really want to make some money. So, so I started reading. I was like, who better to learn from than Jeff Bezos himself, the richest man in the world, I think, on paper.
I like it.
So anyway, I'm reading this book, lots of gems. I'd highly recommend it. And he comes across, he talks about this flywheel effect, which is ultimately this business model that he followed from a very early stage of Amazon, and it's really helped them grow and scale this business into an absolute juggernaut. And I just thought, wow, this is such a really cool idea and something that we can apply to Colourplane. It's really going to help us, and I think it's worth doing an episode on to share it with everyone else too.
I like it, man. I've heard a lot about the flywheels in business. People are always like, oh, the flywheel. I'm like, what is that? But it's awesome that you've broken it down real simply for me this morning. And I do think people get a ton of value out of this, Jack. So I reckon we just get straight into it.
Let's get into it. So essentially a flywheel is the idea that you build up a bunch of small wins, and over the long term that accumulates to a lot of momentum and growth in your business. So the wheel itself can be made up of different sections. Amazon have 6 on theirs. Today we've put 4 main ones on ours. So let's just jump in. The idea is basically by applying pressure to each part of the wheel, that helps you turn the wheel faster and faster to a point where it's got enough momentum to turn itself. So I'll just let you guys sit with that for a little bit. You can picture it spinning around.
Yeah, it's just like a physical wheel. That's what it's based off. Like,
correct.
Simply put.
Yeah.
So I think for us, I'll kick us off. Why not?
You can kick us off.
What we have to begin the motion of our wheel is having quality garments at scale. So without that, there is no business really.
Correct. Yeah, there's no Colourplane. We don't have anything to offer really. I mean, that's our main offering other than information, but the garment side of things is the main part of our business. So to do that, I suppose we've gone overseas. We've spent time with manufacturers and built relationships and negotiated a lot on pricing and quality and all that kind of thing to get to a stage where we can actually offer that to the market.
Yeah, and quality, the way we define that is predominantly heavyweight garments.
Heavyweight garments, and then also longer term looking at more sustainable options.
Definitely, yeah, which will come into play very soon. And yeah, excited to get to China in June and explore there too. Yeah,
so that's a big part of our wheel that kind of sets everything off in motion. The second part of the wheel is competitive prices. So I guess almost as a result of the first, we are able to offer our customers, our market, competitive prices.
That's why we say at scale for the first point in the wheel, because when we buy in bulk, we can get a really good price, especially when we haggle and get into those factories and shake a lot of hands. So it's great that we can deliver that competitive price that holds us in great stead to close some deals.
Definitely. Number 3, we had customer experience. So this is broken down into a few different sections. Initially we had it far more broken down, but then we just thought, let's just group it all together into customer experience and we can elaborate under it.
Yeah, this is the densest point, step 3 here with the customer experience. We're looking at a lot of things, pretty much every touch point the customer experiences. So things like website and marketing on socials, from things like our product and color range.
Yep.
Really building those out.
Yeah, so offering more colors across more products, which you will see later this year at retail for us. We're working on that thoroughly at the moment, so we're pretty excited.
Yeah, and to speak very specifically, I think our main strategy in this market, we think it's very conservative, old-fashioned. So we're looking at bringing in things like 3D models, a lot of different modes of marketing, and that just make you think different. So that's key for us with our customer experience.
Yep. Cool. So we had quality garments at scale, competitive prices, customer experience, and then that leads us to number 4, which is we are able to then increase and retain customers. So by doing those 3 really well, we are going to hopefully retain customers and have lots of repeat orders and build loyalty and trust with our current customers, as well as attract new customers as well.
Yeah, man, it's a simple flywheel, but it's great because I think there's so many small decisions we have to make every day. If they don't fall under one of those 4 categories, they're probably not that beneficial for us in the long term as well.
Correct.
So I think it helps the flywheel for all businesses. It helps you stay on track and really work towards what's important.
Yeah, 100%. Because then, yeah, hopefully by doing all of those 4 things and continually trying to improve them, we are, moving the flywheel quicker and quicker, and it's gaining momentum, and hopefully one day it just runs itself. Jesse, you can just retire on a beach and with Jeff himself.
Yeah, he's probably already there waiting for us. It's a funny little thought, the flywheel. I mean, you've brought it up to me today, and it's just like it almost feels like this logo behind us is just starts spinning slowly. Then every day you come and you do better and better, it just starts going really quick.
And don't expect it to go quick at the start, because we can tell you it moves pretty slow at the start, and you're putting a lot in for probably not much, but just know that in the long term, that's going to, move it a lot quicker, I guess.
Absolutely. No, I know what you're saying. I think this podcast is a good example, man. We're 52 episodes filmed today, and the reality is the flywheel is still slowly moving, and that's 50 episodes. That's a fair bit of work, but we love it, and we want to get to 100 and see what, how quick the wheel's moving, and then 150, and so we're not going anywhere. We love what we do, and that's the key. We've spoken various episodes on that being the key, falling in love with that process. But yeah, I think ultimately it's a really cool thing to think about. It's quite simple. Sometimes I get caught a bit, is this the right thing to be thinking about? But you got your 4 simple points. Each one of those spins that wheel faster and faster. That's about all I got today, Jack.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have visually up on your wall or in your office or in your bedroom. Just have it up on the wall and you can continually refer to it. I think it'll help you guys a lot. So, yeah, hopefully you guys took something out of it.
And if you're still listening, guys, last thing, we only grow this podcast. We only get better guests on if you do help us and leave 5 stars. It really goes a long way. Like, we've somehow been ranked in the top arts podcast in Australia, literally through you guys. So the more you do it, it does take this thing further and further. Help spin our wheel and we'll help spin yours. Thanks, guys.